Say hi.
Hello, everybody. Hello. I decided since the kind of projects we're doing today, it'd be better if we did. Oh, Kim, I'm glad you're here because we're doing rice paper for you. I decided it would be better if we did Teddy Cam first rather than at the end when I had wet projects. Don't grab at it. You wait. You be patient. Turn around. Patience is not your middle name. Gypsy, come here, please. Come here, Gypsy. Gypsy.
Go around this way. Here.
I have two dogs this morning. Gypsy was up roaming the house, and I didn't want to leave her alone in the house. Jordan wasn't up yet. She worked late last night. I didn't want her. Oh, she's under the desk. Come here. Come here. Come over here. Oh, I know. You're excited now. You're so big. Come on. There you go. All right. You're going to get your... Hey, Gypsy. She's not going to get her treat unless she comes over here. Teddy Cam. Big Teddy Cam. Hi, Jane. It's good to see you. I haven't seen much of you lately. Yay. Hi. We got Thelma and Irene and Kim. So good to see you guys. Gypsy's under the desk again. Now she wants me to move so she can have her treat. Yeah, I know you want one. Come here. Come out here. You have to come where people can see you. Okay, Teddy. That's a good Teddy Cam. Thank you, my love. Thank you, my love. Come on. Okay. Come on, Gypsy. Come here. Come up here. No. Oh, let's not all get panicky here. Look what Grandma has. Look what Grandma has. This is my grandpuppy Gypsy. And easy on the fingers. She has not been taught to be gentle. Gentle. That's better.
That word.
That's much better. Teddy's coming back up here. Can I have seconds? Because I can come up nicely and sit. Yes, this is my Gypsy. My 90-pound grandbaby. Yeah, she's such a pretty girl. Yes, you're a nice girl, aren't you? Can you talk? Can you talk to me? Gypsy, talk to me. Would you talk to me? Can you talk to me? This dog has more syllables in her language than anything you've ever heard. You talk to me, Gypsy? I said, no, just keep dishing out those treats, Grandma. Can you talk to me?
Hi to Mary R.
Hi, Mary R.
And Annette.
Oh, Annette, hi. Look who else here today. Okay. There we go. That's all. That's all. It's all gone for now. Yeah. Okay, Teddy, you can have one more little bite because you're just too cute. All right. Now you guys have seen Gypsy. This is those perler beads, the iron beads, where you put them down on a canvas and then you iron them to fuse. They're called fuse beads a lot of times. They're perler beads. Jordan made this for me of Gypsy. Isn't that cute? She did a pretty good job, didn't she? Looks a lot like Gypsy.
Hi to Terry.
Who came in, Terry?
Terry.
Let's see her.
She's already gone past.
Oh, hi, Terry. Hi, Catherine. Get a good turnout today. Really good turnout. But we're going to do a little bit of work today with some rice paper work. We're going to do some clay today with rice paper. I suddenly found it kind of funny to talk about this as being work. So, Kim, bless your heart, Kim, ask me, what do I do with it? You know, you're showing rice paper all the time because we have a huge selection of rice paper. So she said, what do I do with it? What do I do? I think it's beautiful, but I wouldn't even know where to start how to use it. And I said, okay, one of these days I'm going to do a rice paper segment for you. And so today's the day, guys. I'm going to show some finished rice paper projects, and then we're going to do a little bit of decoupage with rice paper. But I want to show you just how versatile this material is. It's amazing. So let's start. Let's go ahead and drop the camera, honey, so we can get a good view of our projects here. Thank you. Let's start, because we do primarily card making on this channel. Let me start with some of our cards now. Some of these cards are going to be napkins, like dinner napkins that we took apart, and you get it down to one layer. So if it's a triple layer napkin, you're going to work at it and peel the layers apart until you get that napkin down to one layer. And then I cover the back with, maybe I will even do this with a piece. I didn't think about doing a card, but we could. You cover the back of the paper, or either the rice paper or the napkin, with double-sided tape, and you apply it to your cardstock. So you get your napkin down to your cardstock. And then we treated these cards with what we call glitter and glaze, which means that, I'm going to take this out of the package so you can see it. You can tell this one's been hung on the wall. It's got Velcro on the back of it. I'm going to pull it out of the package so you can see just how beautiful the card itself is. Kat has one of these she talks about, of the Eiffel Tower. And so I took that piece of rice paper that had been fused to cardstock with double-sided tape, and then I used my embossing powder on the cardstock itself, and I applied a mixture of glitter and embossing powder. Well, I used embossing powder with these, and then I heated it, and then I used a couple of layers of embossing powder and heated them. And then I used several layers of clear embossing powder over the top. I like to use that, Wow was the embossing powder that I used. I used clear embossing powder mixed with my glitter. We may still have some in the store that I've mixed up for you. Hi, Glenn. Sorry, forgot to turn the phone off. Looks like a solar ad, because it seems like that's what those in Oregon, but out of our immediate area, calls always seem to be solar calls. Anyway, I put several different layers of clear embossing powder over the top, and UD. Oops, my camera went dead, but it's back. I use that ultra thick embossing powder. It's a lot of times they'll substitute the name UTEE. UTEE, ultra thick embossing enamel. And you can use that right over the top of embossing powder, and that gives it a really deep sheen. So see there, I just want to show you a few of our cards that we've done, and I'm going to use these cards that I've done with napkins and rice paper kind of interchangeably, because it's exactly the same technique regardless of whether you're using rice paper or you're using a dinner napkin. Sometimes in the home stores you can get beautiful dinner napkins. This happens to be another napkin.
Hi, Adeline.
Hi, Adeline. If there's anybody I missed, please forgive me. I get busy talking and I don't always see when you sign in. So please forgive me if I... Oh, yes. Thank you, Mary R. That is a super duper important reminder. The double-sided tape that you use when you're doing this technique must be heat resistant. Like that die cut and bond that I had on sale, that is not the right tape for this. This is best used with, well, Bryce got Teddy in his lap. I'd show you the rolls, but there's it needs to be on a roll of tape or a sheet of tape that says that it's heat resistant. Otherwise, it bubbles and you have problems with it. You can do it, but it's really kind of a pain and it doesn't turn out as well. This one is rice paper. This one's off of the, let's see which side goes up here. This one goes up. That one's rice paper. This is rice paper. In this one, you'll see that I used all embossing enamel or embossing powder. And on this one, I did not put the glitter in at all. I thought for a more masculine card, I might not want the glitter. I still had to glam it up a little bit with my gems. I had to do it, guys. It just had to be done. For the race car, see how beautiful the shine is on the race car? And that's done with embossing enamel also. You're here, Annette. That's what's important. Thank you for being there. So another one with embossing enamel. And this is rice paper. I'll show you just a couple more. I have a lot of rice paper cards. We've done this technique. It's, if you're looking for it, looking for the technique on how to do this, go to on our YouTube homepage for our store. Go to where you find the magnifying glass. You'll see shorts and videos and live. Keep going across there. The last one in that collection of icons that you see there is a magnifying glass. Look up glitter and glaze. You can also search rice paper and decoupage, and you'll see all the techniques for all of these things I'm going to show you. So isn't that beautiful? This is from the Forest collection. I believe this is Stamperia. Isn't that beautiful? It's a piece of rice paper. I love this card. I'm very partial to that one. So I love using the Wow with that ultra fine glitter that we have, and I've already pre-mixed some packets in the store. Another race car, because this one had like 4 race cars on the sheet. Love, love, love this one. This is a very popular one. I don't know if I have any more trains in stock, but this is a very, very popular card. And this time of year, this is actually could even be a Christmas card. Look at all the glitter there. It's so pretty. We've got, this is a napkin. This one's like hams, or like cats. This is the Eiffel Tower. We did one of these for Catherine and sent it to her in France. Here's another one. He said we do a lot of card making here. So these are all cards we've done primarily. I think we've done these mostly in class. So you can find the directions for any of these by going to that search icon. This is this one with the grace cars. The racing helmet. And yeah, I had to glitter it. It had to be done. And one more card. Now, something interesting about this, and this is interesting for Catherine too, if that one that you have ever gets bent, because we have so much embossing enamel or embossing paste on the top of it, embossing powder, it can crack. You can get a crack in one of these. If it cracks, do not throw it away. Simply get your heat gun out and carefully reheat that powder. It will bond back. It'll bond back and it will turn into, it'll go right back to the way it is right now. So you don't have to throw this out just because it gets damaged. If you get a little crack in there, all you have to do is use your heat gun and you can level that right back out. So there's our card samples. Oh, but that's not all. There's so many things we've done with rice paper. We've done these online. Last year we did these. Isn't that pretty for your Thanksgiving table? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Candles. You can wrap regular candles too. My preference, my very strong preference, is to use something that's more fireproof, like this one. This is one of those flicker candles. I like these better because I don't like the idea of combining paper and flames. Although I do know some people do it. There's one of my Thanksgiving candles. How about another one? This is another one. I'm not sure if it's off the same sheet or not. It might have been. I can get two of these smaller ones out of one sheet. Hi, Sharma. And you can see us do this in class by searching decoupage, 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 or you can search rice paper, or you can also search glitter and glaze to find these. Here's one that matches my office. I have my office all done in hortensia paper from Stamperia, and I'll show you some of the other things that I have in my office. They're so pretty. There's my hortensia candle. I asked Bryce to find the remote. He had a heck of a time finding one over there. My table is very, very busy with things. And he said, "Do you really have to light them up?" I said, "Yeah, I really do have to light them up." I really do. Christmas is coming. Here's my Christmas candle. Move some of these over a little bit. Got my lantern there in the bottom. My trees all sparkly. This one. Hi, Diane. It's good to see you. I'm sorry you've been sick, but it's so nice that you signed in to see us, Diane. We have a really nice selection of people out there today. Thanks so much for signing in to say hello. It always makes me feel good to see my friends. So here's my Christmas candle. Okay, let's see what else you can do with this. These are from my office. This is a set of coasters I did using the hortensia papers. Now these coasters, when they sit for a while, because they're all decoupaged, they can kind of stick a little bit, but it won't ruin them or anything. You just pop them back apart. So I just take a little 4x4 and paint it. What do I paint it with? Just regular old acrylic glue. I paint it. These I think I painted with this kind of off-white because I wanted that hortensia paper to really show that characteristic. If I was going to paint another surface, I might... that's not me. That's Bryce there, his alarm. So there we go. If I was going to do something lighter, I might use white paint, but I usually, if it's a wooden surface, I usually prime my surface with white paint. It doesn't have to be beautiful because all I'm doing is just making it white. You know, you don't have to put 15 coats of paint on, just a single coat of, and sometimes two, just to get any brush marks out, but it can be a good way to go. So here's my coaster. When I get done, after I have put my napkin on, and again, I have beautiful videos out there to show you how to do these techniques. Look up decoupage and rice paper, and you'll see the techniques behind these. But when I finish with it, I just put a little piece of cork on the back. When you do this, you want to use Mod Podge that is this particular Mod Podge is actually even dishwasher safe. So it's suited to hot water and hot drinks. So it's good to, if you're going to be making coasters, to use the one that's good for hot things. You don't have to, but I think it's advisable. So that hortensia paper is just filled with hydrangeas. So I'm going to go through the rest of the stack really quick. So these I made for my office. These actually came from one bigger sheet of decoupage paper. I don't know if I still have those, but there may be a few out there of the they think they're called A3s. They're twice the size of an A4. And then to make the base, I painted it first, and then I applied my decoupage medium. I opened back up these little channels where these pieces of board fit in. I opened that back up. I decoupaged these separately. I decoupaged the base separately, and then I just popped these back in. Now here's something about decoupage that's interesting. When you're doing decoupage with rice paper is just so malleable. You can move it around so well and wrap it so well around things that, can you see my edges of the paper there? I just wrap it around the back. And because it's so lightweight, it adds just no bulk to the back. So I can just wrap it around to the back. There we go. So there's my hortensia coasters. I did these coasters last season. I was supposed to take them over to George's, and we didn't get there. Maybe this year we'll get them there. These were decoupaged. And this one, you can see that I chose to just paint it and then use a little sheet of decoupage in the center of that one instead of wrapping it all the way around. And I got kind of a more finished look with the other one. But I think in this one, I had one little sheet of decoupage media, or of my rice paper left, as opposed to going and getting a whole nother sheet to wrap it around the edges. And to wrap these, I opted to just put it on the bottom. And then I made my coasters. I noticed that it just got away from me, but somebody was talking about a journal. You can journal cover with decoupage medium too in rice paper. Beautiful way to go. Now, I'm going to take these and wrap these with a bow and stick one of these, or maybe more than one. Put a little bow, a little flower on the top of that set when I give it as a gift. I have lots of pretties to show you. Here's a decoupage project that I did for my office again. It's hortensia. Oops, I just moved the clockworks on the back of there. I need to tighten that up. And put a fresh battery in it. But here's a clock I did for my office using the hortensia paper. And you will notice that we have quite a few different clock faces in rice paper. This one happened to be hortensia, but you can use lots of different kinds of mediums. And we have these clock bases from Hot Off the Press. We actually have a couple of different brands of clocks. And we just decoupage as normal, open back up the hole, and then feed the clockworks through and screw everything into place. Put a battery in it and set your time with the hands, and away you go. You've got a beautiful decorative clock. This, I want to show you the back of this again. I didn't have to finish the back. The back's never ever going to show except when I'm on the air with you guys. And I don't bring a lot of the rice paper over, but you can see I can finish the edges so beautifully. See how nice all those edges look? The fact that I've painted, if there's any imperfections, the complementary paint is going to cover anything, anywhere that I might have little error in it, but then I can come right around the back and just wrap my paper right onto the back. Okay, so there's my clock. All right, I have another one here. This is another thing I made for my office. It's in Hortensia Design. I got my alcohol markers in it, and this is my pen stand. And then it's got a nice shelf on top that I can stick other things on top of it, little bottles and things. I think we're going to have to move stuff, honey. Oh, you got the dog. Okay, well, oh, he's moving the dog. Dog won't be happy about it, but okay. Getting in the way of being able to show things. So you come back for another load, please. When I did this one, it comes to you in pieces. We may still have some of these bases. I'm not sure. I think we do. But we may still have some of these bases. So I painted all the pieces separately, handing all these off to Bryce so we can see what we're doing here. Without looking through all the beautiful projects.
The remote. I'll lose it again.
I decoupaged the pieces individually because it was really easy to handle the pieces that way. And I want to show you another thing. When I decoupaged these and I worked with the individual pieces, and there is a video out there on doing this, I was able to decoupage onto, see how I painted the insides, the back sides, and then I decoupaged on the front sides. I assembled everything after all the pieces were done. You can see my little assembly there. Wouldn't this be a beautiful gift for somebody? For a crafty friend? It'd be a marvelous gift for somebody. And a functional thing for your own space. Because we all have markers. It matches my clock and my... I actually have, I don't have them out here, I have a set of 3 butterflies that I decoupaged in that Hortensia Design that also go on my office. So I have butterflies, my pen holder, we have my coasters and candles all done in that same pattern. So today, what are we going to do today? That's part of what we were doing today, was talking about what you can do with rice paper. I hope by now you're getting the impression that you can do tons of stuff with rice paper, because you can. I brought in a couple of pieces of rice paper. I wanted to try something new. We got these ornaments in just a couple weeks ago. These are in our sale specials right now, these ornaments are. And these are from We Are Makers. They used to be called We Are Memory Keepers. Now they're called We Are Makers. And they're beautiful ceramic ornaments. Now these are heat resistant. So if you want to do a technique that has heat, these will get the job done. I could see a few different ways I might like to use these. Some of the things that I had thought of were certainly decoupaging with rice paper, which we're going to do today. I think we might use that tree right there and decoupage the tree onto the tree. That would be fun. So we're going to do a decoupage today, and that will be fun. I may decoupage on both sides individually. That would be fun. One of the beauties of these is that obviously I don't have to paint them first, because I already have the right color, the base under it. Oh yeah, that's going to look great on there. Better even than I thought. I brought a second piece of rice paper that I already had in the shop that I had it in here from the coaster project, and I just kept that one out. I also have what we could do, if we want to, a little box We had these on our What's New Wednesday. These came in from Studio Light. You get a set of 2 boxes, and these are in our half price sale too. But these would be really cute little desk accessories or gift boxes or whatever I want to make, and I could decoupage on those. And just in case we decide we want another project, I brought this tattered lace ribbon stand. And I thought we could decoupage the base of this if we decided that we wanted to. So I have a few projects here. Let's just go ahead and get started, though, with one of these trees. Now, I have 2. This piece of paper right here is from Ciao-Bella. It's one of the ones that just came in. We still have these in the store. And I think that I'm going to start by rough cutting. I'm going to cut it out as far around as I can. Kind of rough cutting my tree out of here. Now, I have a little secret I want to show you about putting it on dealing with the little details when you put it on the tree. But I'm just going to kind of rough cut my tree out first. I'm going to decoupage this tree right onto this tree. I don't know what about that makes it so fun for me, but it does. And then I have a second tree that's much bigger, but I think I can put that on the back. So, yes, Bryce is rolling his eyes going, wow. This tree's really big, so I'm going to give as much room to the other items on the sheet as I can with cutting out my tree. I can leave more room. I'm going to take this bigger tree and put it on the other side of my ornament. So I'll have both sides finished. Is this foam? No, this is ceramic, and this is rice paper. So I'm just going to set that rice paper aside. Yeah. Oh, that's going to be beautiful. Okay. I'm going to... I don't really have to manipulate this too much. It's long for the ornament that I have, so I'm probably going to clip the top off just a bit, and then I'm going to fit it around here as I work. I don't need the paint. I'll set the paint aside. I have my bottle of Mod Podge. I love this. Could you personalize these ornaments? Absolutely, any way you want. How would you like to personalize them? You want to write on them or something? You could do that. Use an alcohol marker. I think you could go right over the top with Mod Podge then and seal it in. If you wanted to celebrate somebody's first Christmas together, you could use an image on it or not and write on these ornaments. Yeah. These are really functional. You could do so much with these. You could even put pictures on them if you wanted to. Okay. Brought a brush over. Kind of a old funky brush, but it's all I need. Just going to get my decoupage medium on here. A nice little coat on top of my tree. I'm going to to lay my tree in on top of that. It's going to act like my glue. Going to act like the glue on it. I can lift that, slide it around a little bit. This rice paper is incredibly tough. It doesn't easily tear or rip. It just really kind of cooperates. I'm going to put my first coat over the top. Now, one thing I am going to do is I'm going to clean up my work surface fairly quickly under removing this decoupage medium, or it will be here forever. It's water-based, so I can clean it right up with a baby wipe, but I don't want to leave it on my board or my table because I will be rough there forever. It just... I just talked about how malleable it is and how while it's dry, you can do anything to it. Once it is wet, it becomes very, very fragile. I just got mine. I tore the top of my tree, but I'm taking my fingers and I'm putting it back on. I have that little piece I tore off. I may just put right back on top here to get my green back in the picture.
Question: if we don't have Mod Podge, can regular glue work, such as art glitter or cosmic shimmer?
That's a great question. My preference would be to get Mod Podge, and you can actually you don't have to get it from me. You can actually get Mod Podge every Christmas at the Dollar Tree for like $1.25 for a jar. That won't be the heat resistant stuff, but you can get basic Mod Podge really inexpensively. And I need some wipes. It seems as if they're on the other side of the table. You can get it really inexpensively. You can use glue as a sealer for decoupage, depending on the kind of glue. In fact, one of the things we have in the store is Cosmic Shimmer seal and glue. It's like the Cosmic Shimmer glue, but it's made to finish in a glossy finish. So I think you could try that, and I think it would be okay to try, but for as inexpensive as Mod Podge is, that would probably be my go-to, would be to do it with.
Regular glue is probably just too tacky, where Mod Podge allows things to slide a little better.
Yeah, but that actually is a good point that Bryce is making. Ask if the regular glue would be tackier and pulling on your fingers and pulling on your paper, and I'm afraid it might do that, where the Mod Podge gives me the ability to kind of work it a little bit. Okay, so we've got my colors of my tree showing. Now I'm just wrapping around the edges a little bit. When I get to the back, I can actually take off the pieces that I don't want to show on the back. I can actually just remove it from the back. See how it just kind of tears off? Sorry, don't want to get off camera here. I can actually take my nail or a straight blade, and I can just remove any pieces that I don't want hanging around on the back. I have a problem with the top of this for some reason. Just because I'm demonstrating, it's going to be more contrary. That little piece I put onto patches. trying to move around a bit. That's okay.
It says do not use a collage medium.
Oh, there you go. Good thinking, Thelma. Thank you for sharing that. That would wrinkle the paper, huh? Okay. All right. Before I do anything else with this, I'm going to let this dry. We've got that nice tree on there. I'm going to let that dry. And then we'll come back and do the other side of that. So once you do the, once you get this rice paper wet, you can see how it becomes very, it's much more fragile when it's wet than it is when it's dry. Let's see if I have another one here that I want to try. I have these pretty bells. Bells would be upside down if I did that. Let's see. I was trying to see what else I have here that will fit on one of these. I don't have to use a large image. I can actually just use a small one. And one of the things I did not show you is that yes, you can. Again, I would just use double stick tape, Kim, to put it down. Use double stick tape to put it onto your card stock. You don't have to use the heat resistant stuff if you're not going to emboss it. So you absolutely could. In fact, I think, let's let that tree dry. We were already looking at a technique for doing that. Let's let that tree dry and grab me some of that double stick tape over there, would you, honey?
Did you not use Mod Podge on a card too, just like you did on that ornament?
You don't have to. That's the thing.
Well, if you don't want to buy the tape.
Well, you probably already have double stick tape. It's just the way we. Is the trees the only? Yes, the trees are the only shape I had. These are supposed to sell for $9.99 for two of them, and I have them for $3 for two of them. That's why I went ahead and got them, was just to be able to offer a special on them. So, okay, so here I've got my paper, and I think I'm going to use off-white paper behind it, because this is kind of off-white. I can decide what part of the image I want to use. I want to use this flower pot right in the middle. And I don't have to throw these other pieces away because I can do other things with those. But I'm going to use this piece right out of the middle for my card. It feels really thick. But it's not. It's not more than one sheet. I don't think.
It sounds really thick.
Huh?
It sounds thick.
Yeah, it's very thick for a... can I have a wider one? I have this tape. I can do it in two pieces. But if I have a wider piece, it's better to just go with the wider one so I don't have any seams. Thank you. Okay. So I'm going to... The nice thing about the rice paper is I can see through it, so I can see where I want to put my tape. I want to put my tape right down the middle of it. I don't need the whole thing, so I'm going to come back here and kind of trim this off so that I can use the other piece for my decoupage if I want to. That's going to be so pretty. I'm going to go ahead and cut this around the tape.
There you go.
So I have a more manageable piece. We're going to end up with that matte finish you talked about, Kim. I don't have any examples of that, so it would be great to have an example of that matte finish on a card. So I'm glad you asked that question. All I'm doing is cutting around my tape right now, just to get a piece that's a little bit more manageable, especially since I chose the middle piece for my card. Okay, I got my card out. Yes, there are enough detail scissors to go around, and they're in yesterday's $5 sale. You can go ahead and definitely get more pairs of those scissors, Kim. I have announced that you can do that. Thank you again for asking. There are more scissors available. Okay. My paper, my rice paper is longer than my card, so I have to decide what part I want on my card. I want it to come clear down to the bottom, and then I'm going to have it across, catch just the top. So rice paper is good stuff. It's fun. And it's not terribly expensive, especially if you get it during some of our sales. I've had several styles of rice paper on sale recently for half price. And I can't say for sure, but on an upcoming Tuesday near you, there may be more rice paper on sale. Okay, so I just peeled my sticky, went right down to my paper. I'm going to go ahead with my scissors now and cut off the extra. And we are going to have a beautiful finish to our paper. I may rub it down just a little bit more. Cut that pretty close to what I needed. It's kind of amazing.
Got lucky.
I did. What would I do if I messed up and didn't cut it wide enough? Oh, you guys know. I just take my trimmer to it. I actually do have just the ever so tiniest border there. I'm not sure I would even worry about it, but I could trim that off with my trimmer if I wanted to. A little bit more. Along the seam there. There is my absolutely gorgeous matte finish card, and I think we'll put a sentiment on it, or I could put a bow on it. I kind of do what I wanted to do. It actually would be really pretty. And I open this up, I can see that I actually have a little bit more room to trim because it's sticky. And for your matte finish, Kim, I was just thinking about your matte finish comment. You don't have to use glossy decoupage medium. There's actually matte finish decoupage mediums too. Okay, I'm just going to rub this down a little bit. It's really, really adhered well already, but rub it down a little bit. I could put a bow on it. It'd be pretty to put a bow right on the jar, wouldn't it? Some orange. I have some yellow here. Which one do we want?
Yellow.
Bryce wants a yellow bow. I like the orange too, though. Really picks up the orange and the flowers pretty.
Do what you want.
What do you guys want? Yellow or orange? You pick. I saw a comb up here. Irene says yellow. Any other votes? Bryce says yellow. We got 2 votes for yellow. While you're voting, it's time for Mio. My flavored water.
colors together.
We
So
could try
change.
both colors together. That actually could be really fun. Let's try that. I don't know what will happen, but it's I'm using a crepe ribbon, I think it is crepe. A crepe ribbon, so it's lightweight enough to try that. Let's try it. Oh, Kim had voted orange. Let's try it and see what happens. We can always take it apart if we don't like it. I'm always game for trying things.
Almost is yellow.
If it's too heavy, I may take it apart.
Catherine says if you need any snow, she can send some.
Oh, I need snow.
Good night from Catherine.
Good night, Catherine. It's hard to say goodbye, but oops. I was going to try and do a 4-5-4, and I got confused and started with 5, and then I thought, what am I doing here? Do it 4 again. If you want to know how to tie these bows, we have some great bow making videos out there. You can search bow making. I recommend using one of the later ones instead of one of the early bow making videos because I actually changed the technique a little bit. I found I got a better result when I picked up just the one peg instead of wrapping around everything. You'll see the difference if you want to look at the videos. You can see the difference there. Make sure when I tie this that my tie is right in the middle before I tighten it up. I actually think that's quite pretty. What do you guys think? You think it's too heavy? If I wanted one for mailing, I probably would want to stick with one ribbon. But if you like the double, I think for a hand-delivered card, this would be fine. What do you guys think? You want to keep the double? Or you want to tie a single?
Keep the double and move on.
Keep the double and move on. That's what Bryce says. Keep the double and keep moving. We can do that. I'll put some whale tails in my ribbon, or mermaid tails, some people call them. I do that by forming a taco and clipping outward towards the end of the ribbon. Do the other side. Fold it like a taco.
Everybody seems to like the double ribbon. Keep. Colors are perfect.
And clip outward towards the end of the ribbon. And I can twist these either way I want. I can twist these so that the yellow faces up on the ends, just by twisting the back. Or I can make the orange tails show. I think the yellow tails would look better. Just to keep just that little light touch of orange to it. So we have a light touch of orange to our card. My best adhesive for this would be the Best Glue Ever. However, the Best Glue Ever is now sold out and won't be available anymore. I actually contacted the lady who made that and noticed her website was still up, so I asked if she had any more Best Glue Ever, and she said no, it's gone. It's gone forever. So I'm going to glue that down. Oh, that's a brand new jar.
There's another jar behind your cup here. This side, my side, behind the cup.
Tacky might be a good clue for this because bow's kind of heavy. That is a good point, Mary. Well, you're just full of great tips, you guys. Thank you. It is. It's better to tear rice paper. And where you want to tear it, remember how I said it becomes it's very tough when it's dry. But if I wanted to tear this strip off, one of the best ways to do that is to get it wet along where I want it to tear. I can actually get the paper wet right where I want it to tear. Let that water sit for just a second, and then I could just tear that off. So that's kind of cool. I'm putting tacky on this one. So we won't always have the Best Glue Ever, and I don't want to wait for Best Glue Ever to dry on the video. If I was making this myself, I would use the Best Glue Ever since I still have some. I'm just going to put some tacky on it today. Yep, there's Thelma saying wet the edges where you want to tear it. You guys just have great suggestions. Thank you for chipping in. The group expertise is perfect. Okay, so now we've got our bow and our vase. Oh, how cute is that? The only other thing we would need would be a saying. I might have a saying here, might not. I do. I have one right there. Real perfect. You are somebody's reason to smile. Follow your heart. Life is. Say yes to new adventures. Good things take time. Be kind. Remember this moment. There are no little dreams. Be you. Today's a new day. Never let go of your dreams. Dare. Choose happy. Be your own kind of beautiful. Be real, not perfect. Be unique. Create the world you want to see. It's never too late. You shape your life. Hang in there. I like the hang in there. I was thinking maybe for Thelma's son, the hang in there would be good. Happy ever after. Every moment is a fresh beginning. Cherish every moment. You shape your life. Follow your heart. Which one do I want? I can, I will. Smile, happiness looks good on you. I like that. Smile, happiness looks good on you. It's a long saying. I can put it at the bottom. Life is a beautiful ride. That's nice too. Things take time. Be kind. You can cut it in half, split. I like this Life is a Beautiful Ride too. Okay, so I've got a greeting. I didn't cut it out real straight. Let's try cutting it out again. Yeah, getting it cut out is half the battle. The other half of the battle is peeling the back of the sticky tape. Get to the sticky tape. Oh.
Just glue it. There's multiple layers of paper there. Come on, this should not be that difficult. This should not be that difficult. Yeah, get Irene and Glenn together, we'd have double trouble. Is that your middle name, Glenn? Trouble? It might be. I can't believe they don't put like a. I think Bryce is right. I think the time has come to just glue it on. So forget that adhesive, just glue it. Good girl, Gypsy. Good girl.
Got Gypsy in the shop today because I didn't want to leave her in the house with the kitties by herself unsupervised. She has not been around kitties and she thinks kitties are fascinating and she wants to chase them. But if she caught one, I'm not sure exactly what would happen, so we just keep it safe. There we go. There's our rice paper card on matte finish. Isn't that pretty? I'm kind of proud of that. That's beautiful. Okay, let's go back to our tree. Our tree is now 90% dry. So I think it's okay to work on the other side. Here's our other tree, which is a little smaller, but it should be fine. Clip off this big long edge. Gonna put this tree on the back. You know what else I want to try with these guys? I don't think we'll have time today, but wouldn't it be fun to try these with alcohol ink? You got its nice glossy non-porous finish. I think the alcohol ink would work great for that. Cat back off my super tacky. Annette agrees that your middle name must be Treble. Glenn.
I'm just going to lay my rice paper over the top of this ornament. Go ahead and put some decoupage sealer on top. Make that paper really pliable and wrap it around the edges again. Looks even, I don't know, I think it might even look prettier with the smaller tree. Wrap down the edges. It looks beautiful though. So I'm wrapping this over the edge. I want to be sure, since we have the other side finished, that we're not messing up the other side as we go. So I'm going to check both sides, make sure it's looking good. I'm going to set that up on my cap. Get my wet wipe out here and get these. Get this decoupage medium off my. It dries really hard. I can tell you about this, about getting it off while it's wet, because we haven't always gotten it off the tables over there, and we have rough spots in the tables in our classroom where we have let the decoupage medium dry. So live and learn, huh? I definitely wouldn't want to be doing this on a good kitchen table or something without putting something down to cover your table. Well, as we said before with Christmas cards, we sign up for the list in hopes that we can do that, but sometimes life gets in the way, and if it doesn't work for whatever reason, nobody's going to be mad at you. Okay, we have that paper. We got wet, then I forgot about it, and now it's completely dry, so tearing that's no longer an option. But I can still tear. I can tear it dry too. It's just that if you get it wet, you can tear it right along the lines. This is kind of interesting thought. What if we just put some corners on our box? What would that look like? That could be pretty. Especially if I tear this away. The other thing you can do is create a softer edge by tearing it. So if I tear this extra paper away and then run this right into the corner, that might be really pretty on our box. I have those straight edges that I can use on the corners of my box. Where's the rest of that? I think that could be fun. Let's look and see. Then I could even put a saying on it or something if I wanted to. So let's tear this other one out. Tear this corner. I'm going to tear this corner. One of the things I love about rice paper is that there's not a lot of waste because you can just use whatever you have. If I wanted to, I could piece in some of these other pieces on my box so I wouldn't have any open space at all. I might still do that. I have enough paper here that I can piece this in, I think. Let's try that. I'm going to I'll put in some background here. And try and see what would happen if we put our corners in. I can do anything I want. See if I have enough paper to cover everything. This might have been better to go on the edge where the clock is torn. Let me put this butterfly right in the middle. Yeah, we have enough to do that. That's actually fun. Look, guys, by piecing that leftover in on top of our box, look how pretty that's going to be. We're going to do it. I'm going to cover the top of my box and lay my pieces out here the way I want them to go. Try and set these on top until I get my pieces all on here, just the way I want them. And I'll add some more decoupage medium to seal it right where I have it. I have a couple little pieces here that I'm going to add. The box is glossy, so I'm going to cover up the little glossy pieces where I don't have paper with this background of writing. Just going to stick it in there. All right, I like the way that looks. Let's do it. I can come by and trim off these extras when I'm done. Be a little careful not to move my papers as I go, since I have so many little sheets there. I love piecing that in and saving all that paper. Now we used virtually all of our sunflower paper between this box and the How cute is this going to be? And because we have those torn edges, everything just kind of blends together. See that? That's cute. That's very cute. Okay, I'm going to leave this alone for a minute. How cute is that, though? I got these longer pieces. Don't worry about that. I can come back in and clip them. Isn't that fun? I love that. What we got there. And if I wanted to put a greeting on that, I could. And then I could decoupage right over it. I don't know why I was having such a hard time peeling this sticker sheet. Maybe it's not a sticker sheet. I assumed it was. If I wanted to, I could just clip out a... This is very heavy with the backing on it. Let me get this loose. Oh, it looks like I got it coming. Did I get it loose? I don't know. I usually don't have trouble with these. I don't know why I'm having such trouble. I usually find it easy to peel them. Unless maybe it's not sticker and maybe I'm cutting, maybe it's cardstock. Maybe I'm trying too hard to trim something that doesn't want to be trimmed, or peel something that doesn't want to be peeled. Then maybe not have an adhesive back on it. I don't have a little bee. Be happy, it'd be good with a bee. The decoupage medium underneath was still wet, so I just put a little over the top. I'll probably put a couple coats on this just to get a really nice finish on it. Don't have to, just choose to. I'm really happy with their box. Really, really cute. Fingers make good paintbrushes. Oh yeah, the card is considerably bigger than the box. And I can trim this when it's dry, or I could come in and trim it when it's wet. I can do either one. Look how beautiful that is, where we used up our scraps. I'm so happy with that. Okay, so we have our box and our card. Isn't that pretty? I love that. Okay, a question that just occurred to me. What happens if the object is, the decoupage is a different color? What happens to the white of the rice paper? Does it show or look filmy? Okay. What happens if the object the decoupage is on is a different color? That is a great question. I think as a general rule of thumb, Kim, I would recommend that the object that you're decoupaging to is lighter color. That's why I paint a lot of my backgrounds. So like the MDF, if I put it straight onto my rice paper, straight onto the board, let's pretend this is MDF since I don't have a piece of it right here, and I tried to put my decoupage on it, it's going to pick up the color of the background. Does that make sense? It's going to pick up the color of the background, whatever that background is. So if I went straight onto MDF, can I do it? Yes. But I'm going to lose some of my brightness. Does that make sense? So my preference would be to paint the MDF in a lighter color and then put the background on, or put the decoupage on.
Whatever the object is you're wanting to cover.
Yeah, whatever it is. Did I answer your question, Kim? Okay, let's go back to our tree. Let's see how we're doing over here. This is still tacky, so I don't want to do anything else to it. Let's talk about what we still need to do. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to come in and I'm going to, when it's dry, I'm going to open up the hole where the cord goes through for my ornament.
Go outside.
Yes, but if you can't cut all the white part of the rice paper, does the white rice paper still show? Yes, this has white rice paper showing around the edges, and that's okay. That's okay. Let's see. Trying to think of something that I can look at that might not be fully covered. This tree is going to be a little odd, but for first effort, it's not bad. I have material wrapping around the edge. It's a little darker color, but I don't care. It's still okay. I think what I'm going to do with this is put some of that, since I know that this is this ceramic is heat resistant. I'm going to put some of that puffy snow on here when this dries. I'm going to put puffy snow on both sides of my trees, and then maybe put just a few like red rhinestones on it. And I think that would be fun. All right. I think we have pretty much wrapped up. I mean, I can't do much more with that. And I used the piece I thought I might use on that. So I think we're pretty much wrapped up, guys. We're getting out a little bit early, but that's okay. Here's our finished projects for the day. So what can I do with rice paper? The question is, what can't I do with rice paper? I can put rice paper on cards. I can put it on boxes. I can put it on pen holders. I can put it on candles. I can put it on wall decor. I can do all kinds of stuff. And if the white, that's why I tend to paint the background into a lighter color. If I was using white rice paper, Kim, I would no. No. If you were trying to decoupage onto something darker, I think what you would want to do is trim really carefully around your rice paper and not leave an edge. And is it dark enough not to or dark enough that it will still, will your rice paper still show on something really dark? You're going to lose a considerable, you're going to lose a considerable amount of your color when you put it on something dark, because decoupaging over it is going to make it a little bit more transparent. So I personally would probably keep the backgrounds light. That's what I would do. Any other thoughts on that, Thelma, or others have a different response to that, or a additional response to that? It's a great question. Thelma, you got a thought on that? Thelma's like our resident expert on lots and lots of things. Or anybody else out there that has done a lot of decoupage. Pastels are okay. Glenn says he's done decoupage on pastels. Yeah, you'll pick up some of the background color no matter what color you put it on, which is why I always go light, but I don't think it necessarily has to be white or light. Annette. All right. So we will be back on Wednesday. Oh, in fact, I haven't talked to Bryce about this, so we'll have to negotiate this and talk with you. Brittany says I have more stuff than I could possibly show for What's New Wednesday before Black Friday. So I'm thinking about adding an extra session of special editions of What's New Wednesday to show more products this week, because it is Black Friday weekend and I want to get them out there for you. So I will put out a newsletter. I'll put out a newsletter and give you an idea of when we're going to do it, if we do some special sessions. Do you guys have interest in special sessions if I am showing extra products this week? I should ask you that. Is that interesting to you if we have some extra sessions or not? I'm going to hang out for a second and look for some feedback on that. While I do that, if you're watching, please hit the like button if you enjoyed this, because Irene says yes. Oh, great, thanks. Okay. Yes, they are interested in extra sessions if we do that. So we'll give you an idea. I'll send out a newsletter to tell you when to expect those. Be sure to check your inbox. And if you're not already a member, the 5 days to Black Friday, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. Bryce is frowning at that, but we'll see. I'll get you an email out to tell you when we're going to do those special sessions. Then, if you're not already a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss the thing we're up to. And Mary R. closely monitors the comments that are placed. If you want to leave a comment when we're done here, you use that little refresh button in the corner of your screen. It's a circle with an arrow in it. Click on that after we finish here, and then it will bring up a comment box. I'd love to hear any thoughts or comments you have on today's session, or anything else that you want to talk about. I want to talk about the purpose of life. That might be a longer conversation, but any other comments that you'd like to leave are welcome. I read them all. I answer most of them and look forward to hearing what you have to say. We will be back then, probably before What's New Wednesday, with an extra session or two to show you some of the other things that we have that we're including in our Black Friday sales. In the meantime, I'm going to say this is Debbie from Simply Special Crafts, and signing off with good night, Gracie.